Hey everyone, I'm Neha from Indiahikes and you've tuned into Trek Pro Tips with Neha. In today's video, I'm going to talk about spring treks. Spring is definitely one of our favorite seasons to go trekking, simply because there are so many different elements from other seasons that come together in the months of March and April. You have a little bit of snow, a little bit of greenery, and of course the riot of spring colors because you'll have flowers blooming everywhere. So all in all, spring makes for a great time to go trekking, and there are some stellar treks in the country that you absolutely must check out. So in this video, just like with the winter season, I'm going to give you our inside information on what we recommend to be the top 5 spring treks that you must check out. Take a look. Before I dive into my list, I want to tell you why spring season makes for such a great time for so many different elements to come together. You see, spring starts in March, it goes on up until April, and because it's right after peak winter season, which would have experienced snowfall, this would have left behind a snow cover on the trails. So during March and April, on your trekking trails, you'll notice that especially in the upper reaches above 9-10,000 feet, you'll have quite a bit of snow cover. Some places snowy patches, some places a carpet of white snow. And as you go deeper into spring season and the temperatures get warmer, the snow melts, and that is when you get to see the green shoots popping in from between the snowy patches. So you see a nice mix of snow and greenery, and of course you have the spring colors because this is when all the flowers bloom, and all our treks are known for their rhododendron experience. So you must check out the rhododendron flowers that I'll be talking about more in the coming section. So with that, let me kickstart with my list of spring treks for you, and first on my list is Gochhala. Gochhala is a trek that is blessed with rhododendron forests, and this is what makes the trail so special. Right from Bakim all the way up till Feda, you have these rhododendron forests paving the way, and they almost form like a canopy above your head. You have all different kinds of colors, red, pinks, even white and yellow, which is usually rare. The best thing about these forests is that they're so dense, and because they form a canopy, it gives you a one-of-a-kind experience when you're walking on the trails. To add to that, you also have these neatly laid out wooden logs, and wooden log trails are not very common in our country, but this is something that you'll see on the Gochhala trek. Now there are 3 reasons why you absolutely must do the Gochhala trek. One, of course, is for the rhododendron experience that you get. It's one of a kind. The second is for the birds that you get to see. In fact, even if you're not a bird watcher, I would highly recommend that you get your trek leader to help you spot these beautiful birds. And if you're doing this trek on your own, make sure you read up about it before you go on the Gochhala trek. The third reason to do the Gochhala trek is for the big mountain views that you have. Especially Mount Kanchenjunga, you see it right up close. It's almost like right under your nose, and you can't get closer to it without actually climbing it. But our personal favorite reason for doing the Gochhala trek is the Samiti Lake. This lake is a special place in our hearts. It's one of the high alpine lakes that you'll see, and right from the shore it's crystal clear, it's blue in color, and you can see right through some 15-20 feet deep. And from the shore of the lake, you have Mount Pandim right in front of you. So it's no surprise that Gochhala is one of our favorite spring treks, and this is something that you definitely must check out. Talking about the best rhododendron experiences, let me take you to the next trek on my list, which is Dhirtal Chandrashila. Now this trek is known as the Gochhala of the West, and even today at Indiahikes, we debate on which gives you the better rhododendron experience. But to be honest, till date, we haven't seen as many rhododendrons on a trek as we have on Dhirtal Chandrashila. Right from Dhirtal all the way up until Banyakund, that 10-kilometer forest stretch, and even further up when you go from Banyakund to Tungnath to Chandrashila, all along your climb, you have the rhododendron forests lining the way. And it's absolutely beautiful because you have these pink, red, scarlet flowers just lighting up the way. You'll notice that the pink and the red rhododendron flowers are against either a snowy white background or a green background, but they all make for an absolute visual treat. Another reason to go to Dhirtal is also for the birds, and you must go because I was just talking to my colleague Dushyant, and he's done Dhirtal Chandrashila 12 times, and on all 12 times on his trek, he saw the beautiful Himalayan monal, and actually the male one, which is far more beautiful than the female one. So you must go to Dhirtal for the birds that you get to see on the trail. Apart from the rhododendron experience, Dhirtal is one trek where you get to see the big mountain views. Not just on the summit, but also from day one. When you're at the Dhirtal lake, you get to see the Chaukhamba Massif, and you're a little stunned to see it so up close. And it stays with you all throughout the trek. And of course, at the summit, you have a beautiful 360-degree view of the Garhwal Himalayas. So it's no surprise that Dhirtal Chandrashila in March and April get filled up really fast. In fact, I would ask you that make sure you look out for this trek but plan in advance, because chances are that you might not get a slot very easily. Next on my list is Kuari Pass. This is a very special and a rather underrated trek because not many people think about Kuari Pass when they think of doing a spring trek. But let me tell you, Kuari is known for its big, magnificent mountain views. And in spring, it's particularly better because you have such crystal clear blue skies. And this means the mountain views that you get are absolutely stunning. You'll see India's highest mountain, Mount Nanda Devi, very prominent on the trek. On the other hand, you have Mount Dronagiri, which will be all along with you on the trek. You'll also get to see Hathi Parvat, Kamet, not to forget Chaukhamba. One reason to do the Kuari Pass trek, and not many people will tell you this, is for its forests. Kuari Pass is known for its mountain views, but its forests are even better. You have the Chitrakanta forest, and that makes for a beautiful forest setting. Not like many forests that you'll see, it's almost like this multi-level forest where you have this one layer, then you climb another one, and then another one. So it's a very, very beautiful forest, and the forest sections continue even after the Bugyal, the meadows. After Gorson Bugyal, when you go to the Gorson forest, you'll see some of the best photos that trekkers take right there. So do the Kuari Pass trek for its beautiful mountain views and also for its forests that will come to life during the spring season. That mix of greenery and maybe a little bit of white backdrop with the snow on the ground will make for a perfect visual treat. So make sure you put Kuari Pass on your spring trek list. Next on my list is one of our favorite treks in West Bengal, Sandakphu Falud. Now this Indo-Nepal trek is known for its one-of-a-kind experience, but it's particularly beautiful during spring season because you're in the heart of the Singalila National Park. And that means during spring season, the flowers in the park come to life. You have all different kinds of colors, shapes, sizes, and usually you see only rhodos or you hear only about rhododendron flowers. But this is one trek where you'll see Mongolias, rhodos, and many other different kinds of flowers. The initial few days, especially day 2, day 3, these are when you get to see the most number of flowers. And the local homes that you'll be passing by along the trekking trail will have their front yards, their gardens all perfectly and nicely decorated with these flowers in full bloom, almost giving you a European setting vibe. So with all the greenery and the different flowers in full bloom that you get to see on this trek, your trek experience will be definitely a colorful one. And of course, the spring season calls for very clear views, which means that you will see the Mount Kanchenjunga range, the Sleeping Buddha, and you also get to see 4 of the tallest mountains of the world, including Mount Everest. So make sure you add this to your bucket list because Sandakphu Falud is definitely a really beautiful spring trek. Last but not the least, I have Brahmatal on my list. Now this is one trek which is known for its rhododendron experience. Right from near the base camp, you'll have these red, scarlet, crimson colored rhododendron flowers, and as you climb higher, from Bekaltal to Tilandi, you'll have these thick rhododendron forest section, and that's where you get to see the pink flowers. Brahmatal is also known for its beautiful elements coming together. Along with the forest, you also have the lakes. Both Bekaltal and Brahmatal lakes are very, very beautiful, and by springtime, as the temperatures get warmer, the frozen lakes will have started melting. So the lakes will be in all its glory and very, very beautiful during these 2 months of March and April. I want to tell you here that from the Tilandi campsite, you have an almost a 360-degree view of the surroundings. And this means that you will see Mount Trishul, Mount Nanda Ghunti in all its glory. Because spring season lends itself to clear skies, you will see these mountains very, very vividly. And the best part is that this is one campsite from where you get to see the sunrise and the sunset. So make sure you look out for that when you go on the Brahmatal trek. This brings me to the end of the top 5 spring treks I have for you. If you have any questions about trekking in spring season, just drop in a comment and I'll help you out. You can also write to me personally at neha@indiahikes.com. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. We're constantly posting relevant information about the trekking world. And also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, click on the bell icon next to it so that you get notified the next time we make a video.